Are you a mom and you're feeling burned out and exhausted? Do you feel like your beauty has faded and you're no longer able to prioritize yourself? Do you feel like you've stopped taking care of yourself? Or like you've stopped caring about how you look ever since you became a mother? Do you long to be seen again by others? And are you looking for a way to glow again? I'm here to share with you how motherhood is the best time for you to glow up. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can start glowing up. It's easier than you think. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Koso, and I'm an advocate for women, especially mothers, to reclaim their confidence, glow from the inside out, and build a life that they truly love. If that sounds like your vibe, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Let's get right into the video. For context, I'm in my third trimester and I have a 2-year-old. When I had my daughter, something surprising happened. I entered into survival mode without even knowing it. Maybe this sounds like you. I focus on completing the tasks of the household, and I was overwhelmed by trying to have everything figured out and have everything put together. I stopped taking care of myself. This includes mentally, physically, and emotionally. Many life demands seemed to take over my life and take over my time. And I felt like I couldn't care for myself anymore. I was no longer a priority. In the midst of trying to be a perfect mother, I lost myself. I looked myself in the mirror one day and I couldn't recognize who I saw. It was like looking at a ghost of my former self. I no longer put a lot of effort into my appearance. I didn't do self-care routines, nor did I do inner work. I lost my connection with myself. So after that epiphany moment, I decided to stop making excuses, stop feeling sorry for myself, and actually take action to be a role model for my daughter, to put myself first so that I can be a more present wife and mother, so I can be more present for my family. Here's how I did this. First off, I reconnected with myself. I spent time actually getting to know myself, getting to know who I am, getting to know what I like, what I don't like, getting to have a relationship with myself. And as corny as it sounds, this is where the breakthrough started. Having a relationship with myself, knowing who Koso is. Who am I? What do I like? What makes me laugh? What do I enjoy doing? These things helped me to have a connection with myself. I started journaling. And in these journals, I would ask myself, how am I feeling today? How did my day go? What were the highlights of my day? What were some things that didn't go the way I wanted? How am I preparing for tomorrow? I spent time checking in on myself throughout the day. This allowed me to feel important. This allowed me to feel like a priority. It allowed me to be seen by the most important person, which is me. The second thing that I did was that I stopped making excuses and I started investing in my appearance again. I stopped giving the excuse that I don't have time, I don't have energy, or that it's going to be very expensive. I stopped all those excuses and I made it work. I told myself that I'm always going to make time for what is important. So I prioritized myself because I am important and I didn't make any excuses. I started taking care of my skin. I started a targeted skincare routine. If you want more info on how I glowed up my acne-prone skin, check out the video in my description below. I started a simple 10-minute makeup routine. This makeup routine accentuates my features and helps me feel put together. This was a very important step for me because in addition to taking care of my skin and making sure my skin is healthy, wearing makeup, it helped me feel put together. And it doesn't need to be a very elaborate makeup routine. Honestly, all that it is having your skin healthy. First of all, the foundation of your beauty is your skin, right? Having healthy skin. And then some foundation, concealer, blush, highlight, mascara, eyeshadow, do your brows. And it's honestly like a 10-minute routine. And this is so key, right? Because as moms, we don't always have the luxury of a lot of time. So having things that you can do that take a short amount of time and get you an amazing result is amazing. And it's a key for you to sticking with this. Because if my routine was an hour, it would be very unlikely that I'm going to do this on busy days. So every day I am waking up and doing my makeup. And it makes a world of a difference for how I feel and also how I present myself to others. I started wearing more feminine clothing, being more intentional with my clothing choices. I chose feminine looking outfits, things that actually showed off my feminine body in a very nice way, not in a sleazy way, but in a very flattering and very mature way. This took me to a different level. And you don't even need to go and spend a lot of money to shop for these items. If you're someone who likes to thrift, you can thrift these items. Get very intentional. Dresses, skirts, silky, flowy items, nice blouses. Because when you dress well, it changes the way people perceive you and it changes the way that you perceive yourself. It absolutely is a must for moms. We cannot be caught in sweatpants and hoodies all day, every day. We need to take our look up a notch. And this is what helps you not feel burnt out because you're actually investing energy and time into your appearance, making sure that you're looking great, making sure that you know your priority. I took care of my hair as well. I also started taking care of my hair and making my hair a low maintenance style that is flattering for me. We don't need to be caught in messy buns or messy hair. Hair should be something that you're able to easily do in the morning. So whatever style that works for you, but it should be put together. It should be well groomed and it should put your look together. The next thing I did to level up in motherhood was that I started having boundaries. I started being aware of my inner need for boundaries. I realized that my lack of boundaries was one of the reasons why I was feeling so burned out. I was feeling burnt out because I was being a people pleaser and trying to prioritize everyone else before myself. I was trying to please others, make others happy, do things that made others happy. And I wasn't giving myself time to actually do things for myself, to actually rest, much needed rest, to actually have self care. And so I started setting up boundaries with people in my life. This is my family, right? My friends, my colleagues. I started setting up those boundaries because I realized I was giving too much of myself to others and not enough for myself. This meant things like saying no more, saying no to things that I know were beyond my capacity, whether emotional or physical. If I knew that it wasn't within me to do this thing, I was able to start saying no. Start saying, I'm not able to do that. I'm sorry. At first, it felt selfish to set up boundaries. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, that person's going to hate me. But let me tell you another thing that happened. Let me tell you what happened. As I started having boundaries and respecting my boundaries, my inner self felt so respected and it gave me more energy to actually be more present for those who are important in my life. So if I know that I cannot do something because I don't have the energy for it and I need to rest, me getting that rest actually gives me more energy to be present with them in the future. At first, it felt selfish, but then it became essential. Being available to everyone else but yourself is a recipe for burnout and exhaustion. Here is the surprise bonus that happened after I implemented these steps. I became more present. I had more energy. I was happier. I felt more fulfilled. I felt more balanced. I was no longer burned out. I could realize and see when I was getting close to being fatigued, burned out, tired, and I can now take steps to stop being burned out before I'm even burned out, because I became so aware of myself, so connected with myself, that I was able to now be more present for others. By investing more time and energy into myself, something surprising happened. I was more present for my loved ones. I was able to feel more rested, energized, and calm by taking care of myself. This led me to be so much more joyful when I spent time with my loved ones. This is the true why, the true reason why I prioritize myself is because it makes me a more present person for life, for my family. It makes me enjoy my life more. It makes me happier. And so being more present and investing into myself is a non-negotiable. I was able to be the woman who laughs more, who's happy again. And my loved ones noticed. People around me noticed. I went from being exhausted and fatigued, complaining all the time, a negative Nancy, to a woman who has boundaries and who's able to express them and who's able to spend time with family in a present, full capacity, not distracted, not thinking of all these tasks, but actually happy, actually enjoying myself. The message here is that as a mother, it can be easy for us to neglect ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally. But I am here to encourage you to start prioritizing yourself. Start pouring into yourself. Start loving yourself again. I did it and it changed my life for the better. Start loving yourself and see the results for yourself. If you want more guidance on how to glow up in this season of motherhood, check out the resources in my description below. If you like this video, go ahead, give it a like and subscribe so that we can push this video out to other people who may benefit from it.